Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for another indie comic review, and for this indie comic review I'll be covering Robotech Rick Hunter issue 3 and Rogue Sun issue 18, to which after this issue it's going on a bit of a hiatus and returning back in May. I don't know if I'll be able to cover the review of when it returns in May or not, but we'll see how we go with this one. As for now, let's get things ready for the first one that I'll be covering. So we start off with the Robotech Rick Hunter, and first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? In some essence it does, to which I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the internal art and also what's happening story-wise with the characters, as we have a look around the beginning, middle and of course the end. So as we begin to move in the beginning of the story, we have the Earthlings that are against the Micronians in this particular battle, and of course there's a bit of a fight between both mechs. As we start to jump a little bit further towards the middle of the story, we do catch up with Rick Hunter, along with the other pilots who have been piloting the Robotech Macross. And last but not least, towards the end of the story, to which things are about to heat up, as the people who make up Robotech on Earth and on Macross Island are about to heat up as the villain turns up to take him out. For the internal art, I give it a 7.5 out of 10, as I actually quite like the art. One thing I am sort of looking forward to trying to do with this series is also to check out the anime, so the animated series as well. As it's been a long time since I've actually seen the series, it's now time to move into the area of the story and its rating. And the story rating is made up of 3 parts here. First is consisting of the time, to which we don't get anything covered for that. Next is the location. Of course, this is taking place on Macross Island, and also basically above Macross Island, to which the Micronians have been invading. The cast of characters consisting of Rick Hunter, Lisa Hayes, Lin Min. Then we have Kyron, we have Viva Brat, Zaral, and Anatoly Leonard. For the overall story rating in this, I give a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move into Rogue Sun. So, as we begin to move into Rogue Sun, issue 18, does this cover in any way, shape or form? Any way, shape or form connect to something that's happening inside with the story? In some essence it does, to which we actually get to see Dylan Bell start to reclaim back the power of the Rogue Sun in the story, in what is happening in the Sunstone realm. To which I give this cover a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the area of the internal art and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So let's have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end. So as the story begins, we see that there's a bit of a dilemma happening at the Bell Estate. Whilst this is happening, we get to see what is happening inside of the Sunstone, and who Dylan is up against to try to regain control. As the story advances towards the middle, we get to see some of the things that are happening in New Orleans, until we get to see something take place, to which we see Marcus Bell play an important part to Dylan regaining his powers back for the Rogue Sun with the Sunstone. And last but not least, towards the end, to which we finally have Dylan Bell return And yes, things are now back to normal, to which he is now able to operate as the Rogue Sun, only for his character to return in May 2024. So, for the internal art, I give it a 7.5 out of 10, as I actually quite enjoyed the art in this story. But now it's time to move in relation to the story rating. Seeing we are quite far in how many issues this is, did we get any comic book references to any of the previous issues? None at all. Next is the area of time. None at all. Next is the location, is the Bell Estate, which is in New Orleans. And last but not least, about the only characters that I could make out in this story. And one thing I think the writer could have really done well with this story is have every character be addressed by their name. Because if I'm able to get 2 people in this story who I know, who have been following, and not the rest, you're losing points here. To which the only characters that I managed to get out were Marcus Bell and also Dylan Bell. Of course, we had other characters in there, but they weren't mentioned by name, to which, in turn, this story is actually going to lose some points, I'm afraid to say, and quite a number of them, to which it brings the story rating to a 6.5 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.